John, 25-22 against Nottingham. Do you think that's one that just got away from us?
It certainly did, yeah. I mean, we knew this was going to be a tough test coming up to Nottingham on day one, but I think that first half performance was very good, and I think that we maybe gave Nottingham a wee bit too much credit in the build-up. They're a good side, but I thought we played the better rugby today. We had a couple of leads there in the game that we should have held on and we should have built on. A lot of areas that we're really pleased with, but really disappointed that the last 25 minutes how that went and to lose out.
A brilliant first half. The discipline was superb. We went in the tunnel with a lot of confidence, but just kind of little moments went against us in the second half, and ultimately that seemed to cost us.
It did, yeah, and we've got a lot of young players in here. 18 new faces in that squad, and I'm hugely proud of them. I think they proved today that we talked about laying a marker down with the type of team that we want to be this year, and there's a lot of good signs. I thought the set piece, the scrum and line-up was very good. I thought our defence was excellent. We made a couple of errors that probably gave Nottingham the field position, so we can look at that and we can fix that, and it's going to be a quick turnaround into London Welsh next week. But I think everybody, bar the disappointment of the defeat, we're actually buzzing at where we can go in the next couple of days and the next few weeks. This team's got a lot of mettle about it, and I think we're going to see some good stuff this season.
A couple of great tries, a couple of little individual moments. As you say, just tough that the ball went against us ultimately, but plenty of positives to take, in particular some of the wide moves and stuff that really looked attractive for all the supporters as well.
Definitely, and with a young team, but we're creating really good line breaks again against the Nottingham blitz defence up here. Some fantastic stuff, and another day that we finish off one or two more, and missed a few kicks in terms of points from the boot today as well, but Pete's the best kicker in the league as well, so he's going to win us more games than anything else. So now disappointed as always with the defeat, but huge positives, and to come here and put a performance in like that on day one's been good. So challenges now, we've got to build on that, and we've got to turn these narrow defeats into a good win next week at home.
You mentioned the young side at the end, 79th minute of kind of 10-metre line out. We looked to be heading towards the line. The ball came out. Was that kind of inexperience perhaps maybe that cost us in the end? It's
a bit of big learning there. We're looking there to try and give ourselves a shot at winning the game, and we did that. We got that penalty in the middle of the field, great kick to get us to 10 metres out, and when we're going forward at the line, I think we just got to have a little bit of patience, and we'll learn from that, and we just try to force things a little bit and got the last error, and I think Nottingham breathe a kind of sigh of relief at the tail end there, but they got a challenge today, and loads and loads to be positive, and we'll move into next week in confidence.
You mentioned next week as well. Nottingham away was always going to be tough. Doesn't get much easier. London Welsh at home, but one for everyone to be massively excited about as well.
Oh, hugely, yeah. A big derby at home, on our first home game of the season, and everybody's just delighted to get back to the athletic ground and get out there for the first time this year, and we'll have a really positive week. There's going to be some tough things to look at in the next couple of days, but the boys know that, and they'll get their sleeves up, and we'll have a good week, and we'll look at that, and then we'll look for a big crowd at the athletic ground for Saturday.
And just finally from you, forwards coach, obviously you've come in, some brilliant positives to take from for you today, particularly the scrum. Seems to be going from strength to strength.
Yeah, we've got some good individuals in there. Grant Shields got a lot of experience in there. Dave Cherry knows a lot about this level, and adding guys like Ewan McQuillan and Phil and Johnny in that front row, they put a lot of work into it. Eddie Pollock's been down doing a lot of individual stuff with them, and you can see that it's a starting block. And we're going to need to have a solid set piece to do anything in this league. So one of the big pluses to come out of today.
But you enjoyed your first match as London Scottish forwards coach, though.
No, really. No, I did. I enjoyed watching the guys here. It was pretty nervy. We made it difficult for ourselves, and disappointed with how that ended, because I thought the guys deserved a bit more for what they put in today. But no, that's rugby. We'll move on this week, and hugely excited about getting into next week and moving forward.
Oh, nice today. Joe, late defeat to Nottingham. That must be a pretty tough one to take.
Yeah, it was tough. We were in it for a lot of the game, and I think just that last 20 minutes, it was a tough one to take.
Played brilliantly, plenty of positives to take. Just a couple of moments of ill discipline seemed to cost us.
First half I thought we were really good in terms of penalties, but then second half something just switched, and we're under the cosh a little bit more.
Your personal performance went absolutely careering through here at the break. Must have been pleased with that, and also nearly got over the line in the corner as well.
Yeah, in the corners didn't quite go to hand, but nice little break through the middle, but 9 put me away, so decent.
As a flanker, how did you find the scrum was going? It seemed to be looking pretty strong.
Yeah, it was. Again, like new front row, but no, looking good. We're starting to gel as a pack.
I think on another day probably would have taken the win, but looking forward now, London Welsh next Saturday, that'll be another huge challenge.
Yeah, definitely. We've got so many positives we can take from this game, so I think we can just keep building. It's the start of the season, so it's a long season to go. But yeah, we'll keep building and go from there.
And a short turnaround as well, so that'll be another one to look out for with Welsh obviously on Saturday, game on Sunday, so it'll be a short week of training and plenty of reviewing, I would imagine.
Yeah, we've got quite a few sore bodies in the changing room, so I think everyone's we'll take the heat off the legs, and yeah, lots of reviews. So.
Well played today.
Cheers, thank you.